Pedro from A&P-Reacts. I'm here today with Marion of Aephanemer to talk about the latest record, A Dream of Wilderness, out right now on Napalm Records. Welcome to the channel. It's nice to see you again, and it's very nice to talk to you again.
Hello, Pedro. Hello, everyone. Thank you much for having me on your channel.
It's always a pleasure. I feel like I haven't seen you in a lifetime. I know it was only a couple of years ago that you were touring in Canada with Ailstorm, but it just feels like it was like 100 years ago.
Yeah, I feel the same. It's been 2 years already, and during that time, not much happened. No shows, nothing about music. So it's really strange. It feels like it's been a lifetime, and also like it was yesterday. It's really strange.
Well, something has happened. You guys have a new record, so there is something to be excited about. And the first question I have for you is, where did the inspiration for the sound and the lyrics come from when you guys were working towards this new album?
Yeah, with this album, our intention was to reinforce what we feel is our musical identity. So we strengthened the symphonic parts, especially, and it's really the most important with this album, and also the influences were the principal influences, aside our main influences, which are the Scandinavian scene with melodic death metal, Chill Bottom, and In Flames are our main influences. Aside that, with this album, we reinforced other influences, which are melodic black metal, and also classical music, Baroque music, especially. And you talk about the scene of the album.
I was going to ask you about the lyrics. That was on the sound side. What about from a lyrical perspective? Where did the inspiration come for the lyrics on this record?
Yeah, Martin came with the name A Dream of Wilderness, and for us, it's the dream that we can change our view on the world, and be able to address the ecological issues. It's the main theme of the album. It's changing our view on the world.
It definitely has that sense of, I wouldn't call it a concept record, but it definitely has that sense of a theme that all the songs kind of have, not a similar message, but a message that's intertwined. Now, how much have you guys changed the way you approach the making of an album with each and every single record? Have you guys adjusted certain things that worked well, but you felt like you could have done better? And has that been like a progressive effort leading up to this record?
About the making of the album, the composition and the writing, nothing changed, because our process is that Martin is composing the music. He composes all the music, and I write all the lyrics. But we work together to create that. He come with some music, and I come with a theme, and we discuss it and see how the music and the lyrics complete each other.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we with every record we try to improve. We try to improve our creations. But the process didn't change at all. We did the same
from before.
Yeah.
Was it challenging, this record, considering that, you know, the album kind of was born in the middle of this crazy world that we're living in, this pandemic? Did that create any challenges for you guys at all?
Yeah, of course, because we did new things. as I said, we reinforced the orchestrations, the symphonic orchestrations. So Martin worked on that in order to make them the best possible, because they were so much important in the music and much more than in the previous records. And also for me, I started to train in classical singing in the first half of 2020. So during the pandemic, which we worked on all these things, and also and so it's about the singing, the clean singing. I had to work very much, and it was the most challenging part of the voice recording. And even if it's just a small amount of them, it was the most challenging thing, and also singing in French.
I was not going to go towards the singing, but since you brought us there, I really enjoyed the clean singing. I thought it added a different side of the band. It allows you guys in the future to go down different roads, to do different things with the songs. It just opens a lot more for you. And I thought it was beautiful. I thought it wasn't a lot, but it kind of left us wanting for more. So will we see more of that in the future, do you think?
First, I thank you very much for your kind words. I really appreciate that. I don't know if there will be more of that. I think there will be always some of them, because I think it had a variety of in the voices, and it's really a great thing to have clean voices along with growl. I don't know. My main vocal style will always be growling, because it's the thing I like the most. Is what I wanted to do when I joined the band. But I really appreciate to sing in clean too. And since I worked hard on my clean singing since the beginning of 2020, I think there will be clean singing in the future, of course.
You also mentioned singing in French. I really enjoyed it. Now, does it make it easier for you, or because you're used to singing in English on the records, did it add different problems for you? How was it, and how much did it help you when it came to writing the lyrics for the French parts versus writing the lyrics for the English parts?
Yeah, it's very interesting, because at first I was thinking that singing in French will be growling in French, guttural singing in French will be harder than in English, because English is really an appropriate language for growl, because I don't know the word. Yeah, it's an appropriate language, and I was afraid that French will not be as relevant to scream and growl. But I was really amazed that in fact it's easier for me. It's easier because if you sing in your own language, you can feel that something is working immediately. It's really easier to take
express yourself, I think, right? Like
liberty.
To take your ideas and express yourself in your own language. A lot easier.
Yeah, it's really easier, and it's really natural, and I really liked it. The part which was really strange was to hear my voice in French. You immediately understand the lyrics, and it's really strange. I was like, how people are gonna like that, and the feedbacks were really awesome. So I'm really proud to having done it, and I think I will do it again in the future.
I hope so, because I really liked the French, and I really liked the clean vocal. So I really hope that this is something that you guys tried it out on this record, but now you feel like it was so successful that you could add that to your repertoire of things that you can do in future albums. And talking about success, you guys had massive success with the previous records, which puts this album or brings this album with different expectations, because fans now know who you guys are. The world knows who you guys are. So there's a different set of expectations when you're releasing an album. Did you guys feel pressure from those expectations, or you guys were super comfortable going into the recording of this album?
Yeah, to be honest, we don't feel like the world knows about us. I think many people, even in France, just never heard about us. So we did not have much pressure from that aspect. We put pressure on us to create the best music, the music we wanted to create, but the expectations were not something too much heavy to bear. Our audience is very limited yet, I think. So it's growing, but it's really limited. So we were very confident that our fans will love the new direction, because it was the ancient one, just tweak it a little. So
I think the fans are responding very positive to it. And I think that you are selling yourself a little bit short, because the fan base is really rabid. Like the fans of Aephanemer really love Aephanemer. And I think you guys, sky is the limit. I really feel like you guys have so much talent, so much potential. Don't sell yourself short. If the world doesn't know you guys yet, it will know you guys very soon. I have no doubts about that. So
thank you.
Just keep working hard. You guys are a phenomenal band. Now, on this record, you talk about the changes, you talk about the orchestrations and what you guys wanted to create, that bigger sound, that cinematic sound, which I felt like this album really had. What about the folk influences? Because I thought you guys included some folk influences that perhaps were not as noticeable on previous records. Was that something that you wanted to add to the sound, or was that driven by the themes of the songs?
It's really really interesting you say that, because it's not the I don't think that Martin had folk metal influences for this album. It's not direct influence, I think. I know he's influenced by traditional music, like Slavic or Russian or Scandinavian music, traditional music. He loves those melodies, and he take inspirations from them. But I don't think he take inspiration from bands like Aephanemer, for example, bands I personally love, of course. But it's and yeah, for this album, the influences, like I said, were more like melodic black metal, like bands like Windeer, and classical music, with Baroque music, with composers like Vivaldi and that kind of composers. And so it's quite a stretch to say that we reinforced the folk influence, but I think it's normal to hear it, because there is so much melodies, like in the folk bands, and maybe there are in the two words the same influences, but it's not a direct thing. I don't know if I explain well.
No, I think
it makes sense.
You're making sense. It's not like he was directly influenced by it, but even the bands
Yeah,
that are influenced him have also some perhaps influences from other bands that have those same sort of
yeah,
melody. So perhaps it comes through not on purpose, but it's kind of part of the whole
yes.
package, you know?
Yeah, it's exactly, you know, a band like In Flames, for example, in the first albums, uh, they 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 take they took influences from folk music, from traditional music, and it's not really you don't hear it at first hearing,
Mhm.
but the melodies, the harmonized melodies in Flames is famous for are famous for. It's really influenced by traditional music, and I think it's the same for us.
When it comes to you and you're playing, you got to sing, you got to play guitar. Which one are you more comfortable with?
If I had to choose, it will be a guitar, playing the guitar, because I don't know if I had to sing without playing guitar. I don't know what I will do. I would be like,
You'd feel lost.
uh, it's yeah, it will be very strange, but I can play guitar without singing. And but in terms of technique, yeah, I'm confident in the same way in singing and in playing guitar, but sometimes the two together are a bit of a challenge. Yeah, in some songs.
Going back to the French and the English singing, I'm going to butcher the name of the song, so forgive me. Les Rideaux de la Méduse.
That's great.
You said that
That
with a smile on your face, so
it's really yeah, it's really nice to hear people, foreign people speaking French. It's really really cool.
well, I tried my best. I only had 3 years
Yep.
of French in high school, and I didn't learn much.
Yeah,
So
it's
that song,
exactly that.
that song, you guys did two versions, one in English and one in French.
Yes, yes.
Which one do you prefer?
Yep, I prefer the French version, of course. I'm so proud to I did it. I really prefer the French one. But I love the two, of course. I made the same effort in the two for the two versions, even if the French version is a bonus. I wanted to put the same amount of effort in the two songs.
Will the French one become part of your set going forward, or is this something that when you're playing in a country outside of France, obviously you'll maybe use the English one. When you're playing in your home country, you'll use the French one. How are you guys going to use these two songs?
Yeah, I don't know, but I had the same idea as you. I thought about singing in French in the French countries, the French-speaking countries, like in Quebec and in France, in Switzerland,
Switzerland, yeah.
but in English in other countries.
That would be really cool. You talk about of some of the challenges when you had to bring in your clean vocals and all the work that you put into it. When you look back at this record, what was the most challenging song? Which one gave you the most trouble?
The most trouble. I think it's Antigone, because it was the first song we recorded, and I had to record those clean vocals, which were very hard to record for me. I'm really still training at classical singing is really not that good, so we had to take many takes. It was really hard, and it was the first song we recorded, so it was really, really hard.
My last question for you today, it's about you. Like we as fans of Aephanemer don't know a lot about you because you're not on social media, at least not that I'm aware of. There's not much information about Marion in the social world or in the internet. When you're not making music for Aephanemer, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do?
I make a lot of music. I train a lot at guitar, at singing. We also the band take many time because we also sell we sell our merch online. So we have a company to do this. So we it's Aephanemer is a lot of my time. But aside of that, I'm a freelance computer scientist, and about my hobbies, I love reading. I love growing vegetables. I have 4 cats.
You have a garden at home?
Yeah. I have a garden, and I have 4 cats also. What can I say? I'm playing video games. This is really normal things.
It's nice to see that other side of you, because I've got to meet you in person. You're a lovely person. You have a wonderful heart. You were so nice. The whole band. You guys made me feel like I was part of the family when we met here in Canada, and I'll never forget that. You guys were so welcoming, all of you. So it's nice to know a little bit more behind behind the musician, the person. You know what I mean? We know we love your voice, we love your guitar playing, but video games, that's interesting. Reading books,
it's sorry?
A garden. I didn't know you planted your own vegetables.
I mean, many people do that, so it's
no, but it's super interesting to see the things that you enjoy to do outside of the music. It allows us to connect with a person and not just with a musician. So thank you for indulging me in this question.
Thank you, Pedro, and you're truly part of our family, and we can't wait to come back in Canada and to see you again at a gig.
All right, we have a date. Next time you guys are here, I'll definitely be there again. Thank you very much for your time today. All the best, much success with the record, and say hi to everybody for me.
Yep, I'll do. Thank you much for having me, Pedro, and I was very glad to chat with you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.